Hello and welcome to the Unfiltered Tea, a show where we say all the things you wish the newscasters said, unscripted and unfiltered. We talk about politics, pop culture, and courts, so pull up your soapbox, pour yourself a cuppa, and let's go.
Let's go. Welcome, everybody. This video is going to be a little bit different than the usual hangout and chat. Ladies and gentlemen of Auburn, I did the work. I did the work. I spent about 5 hours the other day going through all 5 wards and every name on the ballot to do what research I could do to find out um who the people are, what's happening with them, and who do I think I ought to vote for in my particular ward. So, but I also did it for everybody. It's like if I were in Ward 5 or Ward 4, all. I did it for all. Before I begin, I'm going to beg literally anyone running for literally any office on the local level, for the love of all things holy, at least have a basic web page. The tiniest little bio would be helpful. But if you are running to have a say in city council or on the school committee and I can't find you anywhere, it makes me not want to vote for you at all, because I don't know who you are or where you're coming from. Maybe I do. Maybe you're my neighbor. But if you were my neighbor, and we had talked about this, I would like to think that we would have already had the conversation where I've said, please put something up, because it shouldn't take me 5 hours to research my locals. It just shouldn't. So, as it's a little bit different than how we usually do around here, I am going to do is I am going to swoop between um candidate or I'm going to swoop between wards. That's what I'm going to do. So, we are going to start with Ward 1, and we are going to start with the mayor running uncontested. And we're also going to test out a new feature. We're going to hope I don't have to edit a whole lot. So, you will also notice that I will link anybody who has a web presence. I will link their web presence in the description of this video. You can go find it in the description. So, we are going to start with the mayor, Jeff Harmon, who seems okay, seems to have a focus on the preservation of resources, which in this area is ideal. Um, Seems to have a focus on affordable housing and education. Um, and he does in fact have a web presence, so I have put that page below. This is City Council. What did I just say? Ward 1, City Council. Um, we have, oh, wait. Don't mind me, ladies and gentlemen. This is when technology has decided to fight back. So we have Rachel Randall and Noah Yarnovich. Where did any? There we are. Okay. Guys, sometimes technology is not your friend and things. Oh, I know what I did. Guys, you know what I did? I was looking at the sample ballot and confused myself. So we're not going to do that. We're going to go back up here because okay. Am I leaving all of this in? Yes, because I record live and this is my brain working in real time, because I realize that like, I'm an educated person, but I also realize that sometimes I don't always put 2 and 2 together, and the reason I organized it this way does make sense. Because everybody in all the wards are voting for the mayor, obviously, and then, um, we will move on to city council and the at-large seats, because at-large is for everybody as opposed to just the individual wards. So, so, um, all right, where are we at? We are at-large city council. Sorry about that, guys. So this is all anybody in Auburn is voting on the at-large city council, and we have Belinda Jerry and Adam Platts, and they are both running unopposed. They both Belinda Jerry seemed nice enough from what I could find. There wasn't a whole lot of bio available. It does appear that she may be on the opposite of the aisle from me, but I didn't get the sense that that would affect the city council a whole lot. Honestly, it's really hard to tell because there wasn't a whole lot of information out there. Um, and then there was Adam Platts, um, and they seem to have a decent enough background. Again, it was pretty bland. There wasn't a whole lot, but there was a web page. So that for me jumps you up a little bit. I probably know some um we probably know some of the same people, honestly. Vote for one, vote for both, vote for either. You can also write in an option. There is always a write in option. So if you're not comfortable with either of them, truly, I could not get a whole lot of information. It both seem that they are incumbent and are doing just fine. So that's the information I have with you on that. The at-large school committee positions, you can vote for 2. There are 3 names on the ballot. There is Pamela Albert, who is hard to find online, but she does have somewhat of an online presence. And there was some crossover amongst some of the others. It seems she's an epidemiologist, a parent, an incumbent for her seat. And it seems like she has a lot of support from the community and those around her. I am not a parent. I don't have kids in the school system. So if you're a local teacher, feel free to comment, or a student, feel free to comment. You probably have a better notion than I do. Then we have Nancy Polk, who is on the ballot, and I literally the only information I was able to find was an empty Facebook page and a photograph. And it is her seat that seems to be challenged. So I don't know, but no information to go on. Can't say one way or another, which for me drops you down the list. Because if I can't find the information on you and I don't know you, I don't know who I'm voting for. So that's a no from me. Then we have Olivia J. Rich. She is an educator. She does have an online presence. She seems to support the no on one and inclusivity. So I'm here for that. She is also an educator. I think it's wonderful that we have educators on school committees. And she's got an online presence that has a pretty solid outline. So I am going with that. Um, then, so this is going to, so that is that's everybody at large. So that's for Auburn as a whole. I am going to swoop and we are going to cover Ward 1. I need a different swoop for these specials. I definitely do. Okay. Ward 1, City Council. We have Rachel Randall. She does have a Facebook page. She was knocking on doors a while back. I see that she was supporting the No Kings. She was out at No Kings. And so that's she's got my vote because it seems like she was putting in the effort and getting out there, and um she's got she's got a presence, she's got some information out there and has a pretty basic overview of what we're looking at there. Love that. Noah Yarnovich is the opponent. There is almost no information available. There is a LinkedIn that appears to be about as up to date as mine. There is no platform. There is no Facebook I could find. The closest thing that I was able to get to is something from some Republican page. It took me 47 back doors to try and get something. And it appears as though that if you are MAGA, this is your guy. If you are not MAGA, like me, this is not your guy. That's about what I got from that. Um, so yeah, and then that's what it was. I found an article in the Sun Journal, I believe, that was connected with this candidate supporting Laurel Libby. I do not support Laurel Libby. Nope. Mm-mm. No, no. Don't dox teenagers. Um, it goes beyond politics. I will also say, side note, if you want people to have the facts about elections, Sun Journal, I'm looking at you. Don't put everything behind a paywall. Okay? Thanks. Ward 1 School Committee. Corin McGugan. I got nothing. I found nothing. I found nothing. I found nothing. There was no online presence. There was nothing. I couldn't find any information anywhere. They are running unopposed. That's what I got. Seriously, if you're going to run for any office, put something up. Please, for the love of all things holy. Okay. All right, Ward 2. We're on to Ward 2. We have Timothy Cowan. He's an incumbent. Small online information, enough to figure out that he does some theater in town, is already on the city council. I think I just said that. Bates graduate, seems to be doing well. Didn't find a whole lot of opposition. That was what I found. Thomas Page is the opponent. And the one thing that I found on this one, it was Thomas Page, not Yoa Yarnovich. My apologies. That is support of Laurel Libby. If you're MAGA, this is your person. If you're not MAGA, this is not your person. That's how I am on that one. We know where I stand on this, but let's see. Yeah, if I were voting in Ward 2, I would choose Cowan. That's where I'm at. And Ward 2 School Committee is Misty Edgecombe running unopposed. It seems that we have a couple of mutuals on Facebook. That's always interesting when you're looking at local elections. Seems to be in line with the at-large committee members that have my vote. Pamela Albert and Olivia J. Rich. They all seem in line. They all seem supporting each other. So that's the information I have there. Swoop to Ward 3. Okay, moving on to Ward 3. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Ward 3 is Matt Duvall. No online information. Sun Journal, I was able to listen to a couple of articles that had some generic responses. Um, wanting to focus on affordable housing and education. That sounds great. I There's not a whole lot of information to go on. The person running for school committee is Patricia Gautier. No clue, no online presence. Could find nothing, no information, none. I got nothing. I got nothing for you. I'm so sorry. I got nothing. Moving on. Ward 4. Okay, we have Kelly Butler for city council. I'm going to double check myself here. Ward 4. Ward 4. Yes. You have Kelly Butler for city council, Ward 4. And online, she has an online presence. It was a bit generic. There was an endorsement letter on her Facebook page, and folks support open and transparent government, more affordable housing, protecting our natural resources. All of this sounds good to me. Maintaining high quality public services, including education, while being responsible with taxpayer dollars. This sounds very canned, but it's kind of what you expect folks to say. But you can go take a look at the page because I, again, will have that linked. The opponent is Benjamin Wisner. Zero information online, not even a city council bio. He's supposedly on the city council. Nothing. Nothing. There was nothing. The only thing that I was able to find was an outdated Facebook page from what appears to be the same person with a failed run for state representative a couple years ago. Um, but that's it. Still have absolutely no idea what the issues are, what the values are. Nothing. I got I got nothing. It Just help us out. Give us a little something to go on. All right, Ward 5, and then I will send you on your way. All right, Ward 5. We have for city council running unopposed is Leroy Walker Sr. Pretty sure everybody in town knows who he is. I was new here, so I learned. But he is one of the folks directly affected by the shooting last year. Seems to be a decent fella. Seems to be doing right by the city. I can understand why he's running unopposed. The school committee, you've got two different people on here, and you can vote for one. You have Constance Mercier, 83. No idea what's happening in the system now. Wants to be a part of the school committee, help kids. Great. Okay, so that is the information on that. We also have Daniel Poisson, 59. I could be saying that wrong. We are in the area, it's either Poisson or Poisson. There's no there might be a third spelling. So, sir, if I'm saying your name incorrectly, I apologize. School committee incumbent and trying to maintain the school buildings, looking at combining schools. That always makes me edgy. Focus is on improving test scores. Also, I mean, yes, I have a whole lot of neurospicy folks in my world, so I always get worried with too much of a focus on standardized testing. But that is that's what we have. So I guess based on the information I have on here is good luck Ward 5. It sounds like you're better off going with your neighbor's recommendation cuz I couldn't find a whole lot of information and neither of these two seems especially ideal to me if I were a parent with kids in the school system. So I don't know. Anyway, Auburn, my lovelies, that is our locals. I feel more informed than I think I've ever felt going into this election. Keep in mind, you can get sample ballots so that you can take a look at everything, go through everything. If you are not in Auburn, I know I had requests to do Lewiston. Lovelies, that took me so long, and I do have a day job. So I'm going to say next year, get me a request early. We will do state and we will do locals. And I will do however many locals I possibly can get through, but I'm going to need your help. So, anyway, thank you all. Thanks for being here. As always, as you head into the polls, as always, be well, do good, remember to bark a lot. I'm going to see you at the polls.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of The Unfiltered Tea. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you have a story you want our unfiltered take on, go ahead and drop it in the comments, and we will see you next time.